Hello, I want to talk about sexual compatibility. It is that essential part of relationship that must not be played with. It actually has a lot of things to discuss about, but I want to talk about two things in this first part. I'm going to run it part by part, part 1, part 2, part 3, and all that. But in this part, I want to talk about two major things that we tend to neglect, but it's very, very important in the issues of relationship. And these things are not things you can joke with. I want to appeal to our conscience for people who will listen to me. What I'm saying does not have anything to do with your religious inclination. Remove religion away from what I'm talking about. As long as you are a human being, there is a way God wired you, and that is my interest. So your religious background is not actually a factor in what I'm discussing. And so the first thing I want to talk about is emotional intimacy. Being that the general thing I'm discussing is sexual compatibility, there cannot be much about sex. You can't talk much about sex without talking about emotion. Now, one of the questions you need to ask yourself is, this woman or this man I want to marry, or I am married to already, do we have a balanced emotional, inclination, or is one person's emotion higher than the other? And so, it is important that we talk about it this way. Emotional intimacy has a lot to do with how you feel about the person. How do you feel about the woman you want to marry? How does she feel about you? These things are very important, and we cannot joke with them. If you don't get it right, if you get someone that only you is emotionally attached to, that means that you are going to receive a lot of hurts in that relationship and in that marriage. So I need you to come close and understand. I'm just going to mention 2 points, but these 2 points, you need to dig deep and check out what is happening. Number 2 point is libido compatibility. You can call it sexual drive. Now, God created us naturally without any religious biasness. Some people have high sexual drive. Some people have low sexual drive. There are people that will want to have sex almost every day and they are not tired. This is how God made them. Not because they are on drugs. But my interest is the partner, the person you want to marry or the person you are married to. Your sexual drive and his or her own, are they compatible? If one person has high libido or high sexual drive than the other, and the other person who has low libido is not doing anything about it, I tell you the truth, no matter your religious inclination, there is bound to be problem. Can you paint a scenario whereby a husband wants to have something with the wife, and the wife will tell him, I am not in the mood. Do it today. Do it 3 times a week. You know that definitely that man is not going to be happy. Sometimes it may be the woman that has high libido. And because of this problem, no external person can come and begin to talk about sexual drive for husband and wife. So 2 of them will be having problems. And nobody can help them fix it because they need to fix it themselves. But they cannot because one person has higher libido than the other. And most cases, we don't even know what to do. And so my advice is this. If you have not married and you want to marry, it is important that you consider this factor no matter your religious inclination. That is my advice. I am not against any method you want to use and find your husband or your wife. But let this be part of what you consider so that it will not move from marriage to cohabitation. If you can take care of this, your marriage will last long. But if you go the other way, there will be quarrels every day. Your children will begin to suffer it because the father is not happy with the mother is not happy with the father. If it is a woman, it is even worse. This thing creates a lot of problem, and that is why I have decided to talk about it. Please and please heed to my advice. If you get these two things sorted out before the time for marriage, or while you are in marriage, for the people who have married already, I advise that if it is the man that has high libido, they open up a channel to learn so that the woman can reinvent herself and upgrade to the point where he will match with the man. There are actually things she can do. All this cannot come into this video because of the size of the video, but you must definitely see the second part of this particular video. I will do part 2 where I will still go in details to tell us possible things that you need to do and other aspects of what constitutes sexual compatibility. This is what I want to talk about today. As you watch, please subscribe to my YouTube channels. Hit the notification bell so that anytime I drop video, you will just get it automatically. God bless you for listening. Thank you so much.